Yo, how's it going? As promised, I told you guys about a day ago that I was going to be making a Kanye West album tier list. I am a man of the people, and I am here to deliver. For context, I really got into Kanye heavily. I've always heard of him, I knew the hits, but I was never a huge Kanye fan until like 2018, 2019. That's when I really started dipping my toes into. So I was not around during graduation time, during, the college dropout, during my beautiful dark twisted fantasy. Once again, I heard the hits but never really deep dived into it. Just so you know where I'm coming from when I'm rating these albums, we're gonna go from the oldest to the newest. This should be fun, and remember guys, it's just my opinion. Anyways, let's just get started with the debut of Mr. West, which was in 2004 with The College Dropout. I honestly do think Through the Wire alone should get you above B. All Falls Down is a banger. Spaceship, masterpiece. A tier sub, Jesus Walks. But, my favorite has to be Through the Wire and Spaceship. It's not my favorite Kanye album, but, it's definitely up there. I think it's a strong A. I want to be I was gonna say pretentious. I want to be very pretentious with my ranking. Only the elite ones will get it. Nah, fuck all that shit. We're just doing it casual here. The way I see this video and this channel is as if you and a bunch of friends were discussing this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? You're like, no, Yeezus is a D, that one sucks. And then your one friend is like, no, Yeezus is peak Kanye. A little conversation, non-violent, no threats, no death threats, but I don't know, just sharing different opinions. I think that's dope. And after The College Dropout, we got Late Registration. Now, I might be crucified by Ye fans for where I'm about to put this album at C. Now, hear me out. It does have some bangers, but for whatever reason, I just can't get into it, and I've tried. Last night I was listening to my least favorite and then some bangers as well, just to confirm that I don't have a bias. I'm not saying that Late is trash, and if you like it you are a loser. I'm not saying that, but I just personally cannot get into it. I don't know why. I remember the first time I was listening to all the Kanye albums in order, because that's what I do with every artist. Like, yeah, it has some hits, it has some bangers, but I just can't get into it that much as other people that I've seen. I will be waiting for my death threats in silence. Now let's move on, and I don't even have to think about this one. Graduation is S. Flashing Lights, I Wonder, Good Morning, Stronger, Can't Tell Me Nothing, Everything I Am, Homecoming. Does it have bad songs? I'll say, yeah, it has like one or two. The highs are extremely high. This is probably one of my favorite Kanye albums of all time. Graduation, Slander Will Not Be Tolerated. I have it on vinyl, as a matter of fact, even though I don't believe it came out, but a friend gave it to me a long time ago. Now let's move on to 808s and Heartbreaks. This is an album that you listen to when you're going through it. I don't really go back to it that often, precisely for that reason. Sometimes you're just down bad and you gotta bump it, and that's the perfect album for that. Opening the album with Say You Will, it hits. Welcome to Heartbreak, Heartless, Love Lockdown, Paranoid, banger. And I know this is some people's favorite Kanye album, and I could see why. I don't bump it every day like I do Graduation or The College Dropout or other albums. There's times where you're just like, I need some 808s and Heartbreaks right now. Now let's move on to Anthony Fantano's favorite record, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. It's a B. Another record that I've tried, and I'm not even exaggerating here, like 15 times to get into. And I don't see the masterpiece hype that everyone keeps talking about. I like it, don't get me wrong. Gorgeous, Power, All of the Lights, Monster, So Appalled, Hell of Alive. But when people call it his best album, his masterpiece, once again, I was not there for the hype for 2010. I was not there for the hype for Graduation in 07. It's not like I'm biased. He's a dinosaur, so he has, more space in his heart for Graduation. No, I listened to all of these albums like in 2016, not 2016, like 2018, 19, all in order with no context of all the hype behind it at the time, just as is at their face value. Let's go to 2013, Yeezus, this album. The first time I listened to this album in its entirety, I was like, if I were to ever make an album, this is how I would want it to sound. And just for that, it's S tier. Well, not just for that, but I love this album. I have it on cassette. I love every track on this album, and yes, that includes I'm In It. Something about that beat is crazy. On Sight, banger, Black Skinhead, I Am a God, New Slaves, Hold My Liquor, Blood on the Leaves, Guilt Trip, and even Set It Up is a banger. Bound 2, I think this album is one of, if not his best, actually not his best, best because I'm always switching them up and the list ain't over yet. Long story short, I am a Yeezus stan. I will not tolerate Yeezus slander, and if you do, I will dox you. Now, before I keep writing Yeezus, I think we should just move on to the next album, which was The Life of Pablo. I don't know where I want to put it. I'm in between an S and an A because it does have some misses. Well, the lows are not really that low either, to be completely honest with you guys. Right now, Fade is coming to mind. The Kendrick feature, FML with The Weeknd. This is an album that I really do listen to quite often. I mean, I do like it more than The College Dropout. It's gotta go in S. Where do we even start with this album? Part 2, Famous, Father Stretch My Hands, Feedback, Waves, FML, like I said, Real Friends, 30 Hours, Facts, Wolves. Once I play Father, I'm like, I kind of want to listen to Facts, and then I want to listen to Fade, and then I want to listen to this, and I just end up listening to the full album. Now we're gonna move into Ye. I tried, once again, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but I've tried multiple times to get into this album. I do like 3 of the songs, Yikes and Ghost Town. It's a short album, a little EP. I don't know, I just can't get into it. Now, Jesus is King. Interesting release. I listen to it from time to time. I mean, it has some bangers on God Is. I'm gonna just leave it in C. Now, let's move on to Donda. Donda, for me, is easily a B. Despite the project being so bloated, and I believe the deluxe version has like 40 songs. I mean, I love that album. I don't know if it was because it was the first time I was part of a Kanye release. Donda is an album that I listen to pretty much on the daily. Off the Grid comes to mind immediately. Hurricane with The Weeknd, Praise God, Believe What I Say, Remote Control. Even though that's one of the mid songs, but it's still a banger. 24, Certified Hood Classic, Moon, oh my god, Pure Souls, No Child Left Behind. I mean, I'm really tempted to move it to A, to be completely honest with you guys. I really enjoy Donda. I don't get the hate for it. You know what? Fuck it. Let's just drop it to A. To A way more than 808s or My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy or Jesus or Late or Ye. Now let's move on to his latest album, Vultures Volume 1. His quote-unquote worst album. Vultures Part 1 legitimately has some bangers that I could see myself listening to for years to come. Talking, banger. Back to Me, banger. Do It, banger. Paperwork, and Burn, heat. My favorite song from this album is either Problematic or Do It. Now, when it comes to ranking, I think Vultures is a solid C. I think it's neck to head with Jesus is King, to be completely honest with you guys. And like I said, I do like Jesus is King. I'm not hating on it. I don't think it's his best one or a masterpiece or album of the year. We're barely a month in. I'm excited for part 2 and 3. That Slide and Everybody. I think Vultures Part 2 might be better. But for now, this is my ranking. Do you guys think I'm walking W or an L? And how will you guys rank this? That's what I want to know. Whatever you guys think, let me know in the comments below. Be polite, be nice. It's just a tier list. Anyways, let me know. And if I lost my Kanye fan license, also let me know. Anyways, have a great day. Peace out.